If you're just beginning your adventure in Star Wars: The Old Republic, you may realize that there's an incredible amount of quests available in the game, and a vast range of story and lore for you to explore. The story quests in the game are meant to be played in a specific order, but in reality, you may not come across the right quests at the right time, or might accidentally miss them altogether while focusing on your main quest. If you're a returning player and want to know what your next quest should be, or are just partway through the story and are a little lost, check the description of this video for a table of contents and skip ahead to the last quest or planet you completed and watch from there. Your first step in your Old Republic story is to pick a faction and a class. The good news is that all the class stories happen at roughly the same time, so you can pick the class that interests you the most. Your main quest is known as your class story and will be represented by a purple quest icon over quest givers' heads, and by purple icons on your map. Later in the game, you'll have two purple quests. One will be your class story, and the other will be the main story arc for the planet you are on. Your class quest is exclusive to your class, but the planetary story arcs are shared between all classes in your faction on that planet. If you're the kind of player who loves story, you'll want to make sure you complete all the quests available to you. Apart from the main quests, there are also side quests including exploration quests, heroic quests, and flashpoint quests. Exploratory quests are hidden by default to make it easier for more casual players to skip them and focus on their main storyline. If you're interested in doing every single quest, you'll want to open your minimap by pressing your M key and checking the checkbox on the bottom left that says Show Exploration Missions. This will make it so any side exploration missions will show up on your minimap and in the world. If you do not have this checked, many additional quests will be deactivated and you won't be able to pick them up until you've checked it. These types of exploration quests are represented by a yellow triangular quest icon with a small diamond sign instead of a purple triangle. Fair warning, if you choose to do the exploratory missions, you will be highly overleveled and may reach level 50 long before you finish your class storyline. The good news is, due to a mechanic called level sync, if you go to a planet that is for level 20 characters, you'll be temporarily downgraded to level 20 while you're on the planet's surface, but you will still receive rewards and experience for completing quests on that lower level planet as if you were the correct level. Your class mission, the main planetary story arc, and exploratory missions are one-time quests that you cannot repeat later, unless you start a new character. Heroic quests, however, are repeatable and most can be done once per day. Each planet has at least a couple heroics you can repeat if you want more XP, more credits, or if you just enjoy these specific quests. Heroics are also one of the fastest ways to earn credits, especially since most of them can be done solo. Heroics are also represented with a yellow triangular icon, but the triangle will have arrows in it to indicate that it's a repeatable quest. While completing planets, there are some secrets you might want to find before you move on to the next planet in the storyline. These secrets include hidden datacrons that give all your characters on your server a permanent stat boost. There's hidden lore objects that you can hunt down, which unlock written lore entries. And there's also achievements for exploring the whole map, finding specific creatures, and for all kinds of other things. If you want to see which of these hidden secrets you found on a planet, open your Legacy tab, which looks like a shield in the main menu under the symbol of a character, and go to Achievements. Most of the hidden secrets are located in the Location Achievement section under the Exploration section of your planet's achievements. If you get stuck, there are guides online for almost every achievement in the game. In this video, we will specifically be covering the solo story path, the quest order that players who are playing alone should follow. If you're playing with a group of friends, you may also wish to check out the additional group quests, which include the few group-only flashpoints, operations at level 50 and higher, and world bosses. Check the description of this video for a link to where all the group content fits into the storyline. Your class story will determine your path for your first 50 levels or so. All you have to do is follow the purple quest markers. What class you choose will determine your starter planet. Jedi Knights and Jedi Consulars start together on the Jedi homeworld of Tython. Smugglers and Troopers start on the war-torn world of Ord Mantell. Imperial Agents and Bounty Hunters start on the Hutt-controlled world called Hutta. and Sith warriors and Sith Inquisitors start on the original homeworld of the Sith, Korriban. From there, you'll be sent to the Republic or Imperial fleet, the main player hub in the game. If you're interested in crafting, you'll want to pick up some crew skills before leaving in the crafting and crew skills section of the fleet. The fleet is also where you can run your first flashpoint, the Esseles Republic side or Black Talon Imperial side. Whether you're an Imperial or Republic player, you'll get to make some major light or dark side decisions in your first flashpoint. This flashpoint can be run solo as it's a major part of the story. Although it's skippable, it's highly recommended that players try out this story-heavy flashpoint before heading to their second planet. To start the flashpoint, follow the purple quests on the fleet to the departures elevator. After you complete your first flashpoint, you'll be sent to your second planet, the capital of your chosen faction. Imperial players head to Dromund Kaas, and Republic players head to Coruscant. There you will be able to continue your class quest and explore your first full-size planet. Don't forget to use your map on the bottom right and your quest tracker on the top right. The capital planets are a lot larger than the starter planets. While you're exploring, you may encounter what is known as a world boss. Coruscant has a giant droid on a platform, and Dromund Kaas has a monstrous beast on a lake. These epic enemies are meant to be fought with a large group, rather than taken on solo. The third planet you'll head to will also depend on your faction, but don't worry, you'll get to visit the other one later in your story. After the capital planet, Imperial players head to the bug-infested world of Balmorra, and Republic players head to the Rakghoul-infested planet of Taris. Taris and Balmorra both have a bonus series of quests that you can complete after you finish your main class quest on the planet. These bonus quests are optional, and if you want to move on, you can always come back to the bonus series later. The fourth planet you will visit is Nar Shaddaa, for both Republic and Imperial players. Like Taris and Balmorra, Nar Shaddaa also has a bonus quest, but unfortunately it's only available to characters level 60 and higher. If you're leveling very fast, feel free to pick up the Nar Shaddaa bonus series near the spaceport. If you try and speak to the quest giver before level 60, they'll have a grayed out quest symbol over their head and you won't be able to speak to them. This symbol usually means a quest giver will have a quest for you in the future, but it isn't available yet. Tatooine, the planet made famous by the first Star Wars movies, comes next after Nar Shaddaa. Tatooine is huge and there's lots of desert to explore. If you come across a Sarlacc pit, it's customary to jump inside for a special surprise. Tatooine also has a bonus series that can be started near the spaceport's entrance, but like Nar Shaddaa, it can't be picked up until level 60. After Tatooine, your next planet is Alderaan, a beautiful planet most well known for getting blown up in the Star Wars movies. On Alderaan, you'll meet and interact with the noble houses, including House Organa, Republic side, and House Thule, Imperial side. While you are on Alderaan, make sure to pick up an item from a vendor hidden deep in the Juron Mountains. It will allow you to earn a secret Tauntaun pet later on. That vendor also sells you something you might find useful during your hunt for Datacrons on Alderaan. I've included a link in the description of this video to a Taunlet pet quest guide you can follow to get a little Taunlet friend. The Taunlet isn't the only secret quest that starts on Alderaan. While you're exploring, keep your eyes open for nests. If you're lucky, one of them might contain a special pet Oricon egg that you can hatch in the desert on Tatooine. You can also find these special eggs on Taris and Balmorra. If you want to get yourself an Oricon pet, I've included a link to a guide in the description of this video. Alderaan also has a third secret quest line called Who's Scruffy Lookin'? This mini-quest spans across 3 planets, and the Alderaan portion starts with a datapad near Fort Aldi and Outpost Darlan. If you want to go scruffy hunting, you guessed it, there's a link to a guide in the description of this video. Alderaan is another planet that has a bonus series that is only available at level 60. The bonus series is not picked up at the spaceport. Instead, the quest giver is located in the castle where many of your quests take you. Republic players will speak to Major Brom in a side room on the main floor of House Organa, and Imperial players will speak to Lord Sergei Thule in a side room on the right-hand side of the main floor of the Thule Palace. After Alderaan, Imperial and Republic players will split for the final time, with Imperial players heading to Taris and Republic players heading to Balmorra. Both planets have a bonus series available that you can pick up after you finish your main class quest on the planet, near where you land, at level 29 or higher. After Republic Balmorra or Imperial Taris, there are two very lore-heavy flashpoints you won't want to miss that can be played at level 29 or higher. Republic players will be running Taral 5 and Maelstrom Prison, while Imperial players will be running Boarding Party and the Foundry. The story quest for these flashpoints can be picked up on the fleet from a droid with a purple triangle over its head near the mission's departure elevator, which is to the West Imperial side and to the East Republic side. After picking up the story quest, you'll need to take the elevator down to the taxi and follow it to a different ship on the fleet. After the back-to-back flashpoints, both Republic and Imperial players will go to Quesh, and from there they will stay on the same track. Quesh is a lot shorter than the other planets, and you'll soon be off it and on your way to Hoth. Quesh is one of the few planets without a bonus series. Hoth, the frozen ice planet, gives you a lot of ground to cover, including 2 world bosses and multiple secret quests. If you picked up the item from the mountains of Alderaan and an ice scrabbler jerky from the GTN, you'll be able to lure out an adorable little baby tauntaun pet from the glacial fissures section of Hoth. Speaking of tauntauns, Hoth also has a special quest that allows you to earn your own tauntaun mount. The Tauntaun Mount mini-quest can be started outside Dorn Base or Arak Base. If you want to find out if a Tauntaun smells as bad on the outside as it does on the inside, I've included a link to a Tauntaun guide in the description of this video. If you started the Who's Scruffy Looking achievement hunt, the Hoth portion starts with a data pad in the northern section of the Glacial Fissures map. If you feel you need to spend some more quality time on Hoth, Hoth also has a bonus series available at level 60 near where you load into the planet. Next after Hoth is Belsavis. Belsavis is a prison planet covered in ice with lush vegetation cropping up in pockets of warmth. If you explore beyond the main path, you'll find many beautiful scenes and a few nightmares. On the Imperial side of Belsavis, you'll also learn about the release of the Dreadmasters, who become an important part of the later story. Belsavis also has a bonus series at level 60 or higher, which you can pick up near the shuttle on the Belsavis orbital station, which is meant to be started after the Belsavis storyline. Well, actually, when they were originally released, these quests were meant to be played after Ilum as the first set of repeatable dailies. Now they are one-time quests that make up Belsavis' bonus series. Next up after Belsavis, you'll head to Voss. Voss and the native species of the planet were created specifically for Star Wars: The Old Republic, and have their own unique take on using the Force. On Voss, you'll be able to explore the culture of the Voss mystics, and the Nightmare Lands, twisted woods inhabited by monsters. If you've started the Who's Scruffy Looking achievement hunt, the Voss portion starts with a data pad near Outpost Overseer and Outpost Kree-Ta. Voss has a bonus series which can be started at level 60 near the shuttle where you load in. The Voss bonus series later turns into a set of dailies that you can repeat to gain reputation with the Voss, which unlocks unique rewards over time. The reputation system allows you to gain favor with factions across the galaxy, including many of the groups you'll meet on later planets. After Belsavis, the next solo flashpoint you can check out is Directive 7. Directive 7 focuses around the droid revolution, and has a really interesting and chaotic fight at the end. Directive 7 is started at level 45 or up by speaking to a droid in the middle of the Galactic Trade Market section of the fleet with a purple triangle over its head. The last planet that is part of your character's class story is Corellia, where you'll finish up Chapter 3 of your class story. Corellia has no bonus series. Near where you start on Corellia, there should be a shuttle to a location called the Black Hole. This is an area of Corellia that was added after the game came out, so you might want to finish Corellia and Ilum before traveling there and starting the Black Hole storyline. After you finish your class story, there's still one more original planet to visit, so you can wrap up the overall storyline that was introduced when the game first came out. On Ilum, you'll explore the starry-skied ice planet and complete the storyline into back-to-back epic flashpoints called the Battle of Ilum and the False Emperor. Both of these flashpoints have a solo mode available and are meant to be done as part of the Ilum storyline. Give yourself a pat on the back, my friend. You've saved the galaxy and completed the main story arc of the game from when it was originally released. But there are many more threats and expansions on the horizon. After Ilum, there is a bonus area available to you called the Black Hole that you can visit. It's not part of the game's core storyline, but has some interesting daily quests and its own minor storyline that continues the Corellia story arc. You might have accidentally wandered into the Black Hole area while exploring Corellia. Republic and Imperial players can start the Black Hole questline on the fleet at level 50 or higher. If you're a free-to-play player and still haven't subscribed to the game, you'll have a huge choice to make at this point. If you want to continue playing the story-focused part of the game, you can always start another character from level 1. If you do decide to do that, you may want to try making a character on the opposite faction so you get a whole new set of planetary and side quests. If you would rather continue on in the main story past Ilum and level higher than level 50, you'll need to subscribe to the game. The good news is that subscribing for at least 1 month unlocks all previous expansions, so even if you unsubscribe the next month, you will still be able to do the storylines you unlocked and level all the way to max level, even if you've unsubbed. Section X is a lot like the Black Hole. It's a daily area that continues the questline of Belsavis and adds more to the Dreadmaster's storyline. Section X access is a bit strange though. Unlike the other expansion planets, you must be currently subscribed or buy the Cartel Market unlock to visit the planet. Otherwise, you cannot visit the planet if you are preferred. Free-to-play and preferred players can also technically gain access to Section X by buying the access unlock from the Cartel Market or GTN. Section X adds flavor to the later story, but if you want to skip it, feel free to move on to the first expansion. Section X's storyline can be started from the fleet. Section X also gives you access to the start of a quest that will reward you with an HK-51 model droid companion. This quest is started by speaking to a droid with a quest symbol near to where you load into the Section X area. I've included a link in the description of this video for a guide to earning HK-51. The first expansion in the game is called Rise of the Hutt Cartel, a story focused around the beautiful, but unstable, planet of Macrobinocular. This expansion signals a change in the game. From now on, you'll no longer have class quests, but Macrobinocular does have a very different storyline if you play it on Republic character compared to playing it on an Imperial character. The Rise of the Hutt Cartel expansion can be started from the glowing blue terminal on your ship at level 51 or higher. This expansion and any other expansions I'm going to mention in this video, if you do not have them currently unlocked on your account, all you have to do is subscribe for 1 month and you'll unlock all current and past expansions, and you'll continue to have them unlocked even if you unsub the next month. With Macrobinocular, 2 new types of quests were also introduced to the game, called the Macrobinocular and Seeker Droids missions. These quests are geared towards players who like exploratory quests, but unfortunately contain some quest sections that require a group. I recommend players do as much of these quests as they can alone, and then keep their eyes on chat when they're on the fleet for others also looking to complete the quest. These 2 quests can be started at level 52 or higher on the fleet. Republic players will speak to M38C and BB6G near the northern elevator leading to the Cartel Bazaar. Imperial players will speak to Z13C and T4M7 near the northern elevator leading to the Dromund Kaas departures. After Macrobinocular, you'll be able to detour away from the main story for a while and visit CZ198, a planet controlled by the Zerka Corporation. If you want to focus on the main story, just skip right ahead to the Prelude to the Shadow of Revan. Unfortunately, the CZ198 storyline finishes off with 2 flashpoints called Zerka Corporate Labs and Zerka Core Meltdown, and neither have solo modes available. I personally recommend that players playing solo play as much of the CZ198 storyline as they can before they hit the group content, just to see the story. To start the CZ198 storyline, at level 55 or higher, Republic players can talk to RK-C3, located in the Galactic Trade Market section of the fleet, and Imperial players will speak to a droid named CE29, also located in the Galactic Trade Market section of the fleet. These droids are also available near where you load into CZ198. The next planet you'll head to is Oricon, and on this planet, BioWare was experimenting with the idea of planetary storylines ending with an operation instead of with a flashpoint. Unfortunately, because operation groups have no solo mode, if you're playing strictly solo, you will never be able to fully complete the Oricon storyline. Even with that restriction, I recommend to do as much of the questline as you can until you hit the operation requirement, because it has a great storyline and a haunting atmosphere. To start Oricon at level 55 or higher, Republic players will speak to 06D5 on the fleet, in a corner near the southern elevator, and Imperial players will speak to D5 F2 in a corner near the northern elevator. After Oricon, a brand new storyline comes into play that's extremely solo-friendly, called the Prelude to the Shadow of Revan. It starts on your ship at level 53 or higher, and will lead you on an adventure leading up to the next expansion. The Prelude consists of 4 flashpoints: Incursion on Korriban, Attack on Tython, Depths of Manon, and Legacy of the Rakata. After you finish the Prelude, you'll be able to start the Shadow of Revan expansion. This expansion will send you to the Pirate Haven beach planet of Rishi, and the Darkside haunted planet of Yavin 4. After you finish Shadow of Revan, there is a short in-between planet called Ziost that helps explain what happens before the next expansion. Ziost has some incredible story repercussions, and I highly recommend players visit Ziost in between Shadow of Revan and the next expansion, even if they are normally skipping the side planets. Ziost can only be started by players who have fully completed the Shadow of Revan expansion storyline, and is accessed through the glowing blue terminal on your ship at level 60 or higher. After Ziost comes a brand new storyline focused around the Eternal Empire, Emperor Valkorion, and his family of powerful Force users. This expansion signals a change in the way expansions stories are laid out. Instead of traveling from planet to planet completing quests, you instead play parts of the story as chapters and are sent all over the galaxy. Chapters can also be replayed from the chapter menu, which is also where you can adjust the difficulty settings: easy story mode, fairly difficult veteran mode, and very difficult master mode for each chapter. The 2 main planets you'll be visiting during the storyline are Zakul, the Eternal Empire's home planet, and Odessen, a quiet planet that becomes your new base of operations. The Knights of the Fallen Empire expansion can be started from the glowing blue terminal on your ship at level 60. In the 9th chapter of the Knights of the Fallen Empire expansion, you'll reach a point where you can start working on the Star Fortress and Companion Alerts quests, and gain the ability to rank up your influence with your Alliance commanders. Star Fortresses are similar to flashpoints and can be run solo or with a group. After the 9th chapter, you'll also start receiving Companion Alerts, which allow you to complete quests to gain new companions or regain old ones. If you aren't interested in doing all the Companion Alerts now, you can move on to the next chapter and come back to them later. As you complete more chapters and alerts, new alerts become available. The first Eternal expansion has 16 chapters, and for the second expansion in the Eternal storyline, Knights of the Eternal Throne, the developers really focused down on the story and the number of quests. In this expansion, there are only 9 chapters, which continue following the story of the Eternal Empire. The Knights of the Eternal Throne expansion can be started from the glowing blue terminal on your ship at level 60, and is meant to be played after you've completed the Knights of the Fallen Empire expansion chapters. After Knights of the Eternal Throne comes Iokath. Iokath is a planet that you visit during the expansion storyline, but you return there later to experience a very new storyline that digs deep into Zakul's lore, called the Traitor Arc. The Iokath storyline quest can be started from the glowing blue terminal on your ship at level 70. The storyline started on Iokath is continued in the Crisis on Umbara flashpoint. This flashpoint has a special story mode that has different cutscenes than when entered outside of the main storyline. To start Crisis on Umbara's story quest line, you must be level 70 and have completed the Iokath storyline. Crisis on Umbara can be started from the glowing blue terminal on your ship. The Traitor storyline is continued in A Traitor Among the Chiss, a flashpoint set on Kopero in Chiss space. To start A Traitor Among the Chiss's story quest line, you must have completed the Crisis on Umbara flashpoint story. This quest can be started from the glowing blue terminal on your ship. A Traitor Among the Chiss actually has a special version available called Solo that is only available to players who are in the correct part of the storyline, so don't accidentally run into the version labeled Story instead from the terminal, which is the easiest mode of the repeatable version without the special Traitor Arc cutscenes. The Traitor Arc comes to a conclusion on the devastated world of Nathema, the birth planet of the Emperor. To start the Nathema Conspiracy's story quest line, you must have completed the Traitor Among the Chiss flashpoint in solo mode. Like the previous quests, Nathema can be started from the glowing blue terminal on your ship. What lies beyond the Anathema conspiracy is a mystery. At the time of making this video, the developers have confirmed that there will be a 6.0 expansion, and the expansion will focus once again on the war between the Republic and the Empire. We don't know much more than that, but we do know more amazing Star Wars The Old Republic story is in the works by the BioWare writing and development team. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of the solo story order for Star Wars The Old Republic. If you enjoyed this video and want to show your support for this series, or want to have similar videos show up on your YouTube homepage, subscribe to this channel. And if you have any questions about where to go next, or anything else in the game, feel free to ask them in the comments below, or just say hi. I love to see comments. See you guys out there, and may the Force be with you.